Ooh, it's about to get hot. This video is brought to you by The Oxidative Store. The Oxidative Store, get the merch link in the description section. Also, my lunch party, November the 30th. Keep it in mind, my lunch party, official book lunch party in Gilbert, Arizona, is going to be lit. General admission is free. You'll have access to getting the book, pictures, whatever you want. VIP is going to be lit, though. I ain't going to even lie. VIP, live music. We're going to have free cigars, open bar, everything. I don't know if I should say it out here, but we going to do it big. Link is in the description section. You want to be a part of the event. Like and subscribe to the channel. Hit the bell so you get notifications anytime I go live and make a video. Y'all know what to do. Let's get into this. Ladies and gentlemen, and ladies, I've been waiting to make this video all day. Joe Rogan. I used to think he was a little, he was very informative, but he was a little on the beta side when it comes to politics. However, lately, man, Joe Rogan been on fire because I feel like he interview people and he give thoughtful conversations. And once you have enough thoughtful conversations, you begin to open your understanding and your mind up to different possibilities of reality. And I feel like that Joe Rogan, and I don't watch all this stuff, so I could be misinformed. I'm just going on my perception from when I watch a few of his things. But lately, he been on fire. Sanjay Gupta. Let's get to this real quick. And I'm going to show you The View and the CNN. I'm going to put it out in the description section of how these people are evil, in my opinion. Sanjay Gupta, I keep wanting to call him Sanjay. I used to have a friend named Sanjay. But anyway, Sanjay Gupta, he is the correspondent, the doctor correspondent, scientific correspondent, I guess virologist and to a certain respect for CNN. He's their guy. When they want to talk about and push propaganda, this is exactly who they use. This is their person that they use to say whatever they want them to say. They're not gonna get a wide variety of opinions. They're gonna pick a person and tell them exactly, or they're gonna pick the person that agree with them and they're gonna push them and thrust them into the forefront. But I want you to hear Joe Rogan expose him over the lie that CNN was pushing and that he was vicariously responsible for perpetuating. Roll the film.
So for you, Joe Rogan,
yes,
I would say you've had it.
Yes.
So now get one shot of the vaccine.
No.
Why not?
Because I have better immunity than I would if I was vaccinated.
So keep that in mind. He said I have better immunity than if I was vaccinated. Watch what Sanjay Gupta says, and then I'm going to play a clip a little later on CNN on what they left out because they're frauds.
Right?
Yes.
Don't I?
I think your immunity is really good.
So why, if I've already gotten through COVID and I was really only sick for a day, and then 5 days later I was negative, and I do have the natural antibodies now, why would I take a chance in getting vaccinated on top of that?
By the way, I'm glad you're better. I'm glad it only lasted a day.
You're probably the only one at CNN that's glad.
No. No.
It's about to get hot.
The rest of them are all lying about me taking horse medication. And we should talk about that.
That bothered you.
It should bother you, too. They're lying at your network about people taking human drugs versus drugs for veterinary.
Calling it a horse dewormer is not a flattering thing. I get that.
It's a lie. It's a lie on a news network, and it's a lie that's a willing... That's a lie that they're conscious of. This is not a mistake.
Yeah.
They're unfavorably framing it as veterinary medicine.
Well, the FDA put this thing out. You saw that. Did you see that thing that the FDA put out?
What did the FDA put out?
It was a tweet, and it was snarky. I admit it. They said, "You are not a horse. You are not a cow. Stop taking this stuff," or something like that.
Why would you say that when you're talking about a drug that's been given out to billions and billions of people, a drug that was responsible for one of the inventors of it winning the Nobel Prize in 2015?
Yeah.
Yeah, no, a drug that has been shown to stop viral replication in vitro. You know that, right? Why would they lie and say that's horse dewormer?
Exactly. Why would they lie and say that it's horse dewormer? Why would they lie? Joe Rogan, I'm going to let you listen to it because I think it's better, and he's going to say a curse word. I'm going to have to believe it out. But why would they lie when they know that's not the truth? Roll the film.
For people medicine, motherfucker. This is ridiculous. It's just a lie.
I don't think anyone is thick.
But don't you think that a lie like that is dangerous on a news network when you know that they know they're lying? You know that they know that I took medicine. Like, here it is. This is Ivermectin.
You got
this
it with
right
you.
Here. Somebody gave it to me.
All right, hang on. The thing is, we're like going so fast. Like I feel like I'm missing.
Do you think that's a problem that your news network lies?
Well, I don't.
Dude.
What did they say?
They lied
What did
and
they
said
say
I was taking horse dewormer. First of all, it was prescribed to me by a doctor.
Yeah.
Along
They
with
shouldn't have said
a
it was
bunch
horse.
of other
if it was-
medications.
if you got a human pill, because there were people that were taking it, the veterinary medication, and
one
you're
person.
not, obviously, you got it from a doctor, so that it shouldn't be called that. Ivermectin can be a very effective medication for parasitic disease, and as you say, it's probably I think what 250 million people have taken it around the world.
more,
I get that.
way more.
So
way more. Billions of people have taken it.
Can I just come back to the one I want to talk about?
No.
Two things on
You
the
have
ledger.
you have before we get to that. Does it bother you that the news network you work for out and out lied, just outright lied about me taking horse dewormer?
They shouldn't have said that.
Why did they do that?
I don't know.
You didn't ask? You didn't think that
I
was
did.
So just know, because I got more clips I want to get to. He just beat this dude to a pulp. Then he goes and shows CNN because Sanjay is acting like, well, I don't know, what did they say? So he played the clip that was absolutely horrific, lying in broad daylight with a defamatory headline about him taking horse dewormer. Anyway, so now, of course, they couldn't just let him take that L like that without trying to push propaganda and defending him on television. And they brought him on their networks. Obviously, CNN had him on multiple shows to defend himself against the infamous Joe Rogan. And this is, I'm just going to play this one clip because this is the sentiment of how they responded. And it's like 2-3 seconds. But this is you can feel the vibe and energy on the smirkness of a smugness of how they are viewing Joe Rogan, who was incredibly reasonable. And I think everybody should go watch the full video. Roll the film.
But does he, Sanjay? Also, he's not a doctor. He sure is talking like one, as if he is one, though.
And this is how they think about you. They think you're stupid. They think you're an absolute idiot. Because you're not a doctor, they feel like you can't do any research to figure anything out based on your own understanding of reality. Primarily from other doctors giving statements and also your own research. Listen, you don't have to be a doctor to know what's going on. The second leading cause of death in America from a research that I saw was 250,000 people a year of medical malpractice, which is 100% preventable. Medical malpractice from doctors killing people is the second leading cause of death in the United States of America. And you're telling me, well, you're not a doctor. Well, the doctors don't know what they doing half of the time too. Don't make me get started. Don't let me get started. Every doctor don't know what's going on. They're not expert. They don't know exactly you can't trust them 100%. Be a smarter person than that. Use your own understanding and compare it to what a doctor is saying. If I would have just listened to the doctor when my son was born and they had him in the NICU, he shouldn't have been in there that long. And then while he was in there, they wanted to put an IV through his navel, through his belly button. And I told the lady, I said, wait a minute. What is the side effects, lady? You can't just be doing stuff and think I'm just going to believe you because you're a doctor. Come to find out, thank God Daddy did his research. It was very high risk for what they were trying to do. It was unnecessary. I said, no, you're not doing that. Then they come back and say, oh, yeah, okay, yeah, we never need to do that. Of course you didn't. Do your own doggone research. Some of these people get paid to tell you a certain truth, whether it's true, whether it's real or it's fake. They get paid. They are on TV, CNN, saying Joe Rogan took a horse dewormer. They know god dog well that wasn't true. And they will bring a mother freaking scientist on there to lie to you and tell you it's true. This is what makes me mad, man. Because I'm sick of these people. I was just in the cigar lounge not too long ago, and I love the people in there, but we disagreed. But the disagreement wasn't what bothered me. It's the lack of a diversity of understanding, and I'm a conspiracy theorist because I say, you see this doctor say something, and then there's other doctors who have the same level of education that he has, and they're saying, no, we disagree with his findings. When you are in the medical profession, you are in a medical practice. You are not perfect. It is a practice. It is a continuous evolving structure. The stuff that we knew 100 years ago It wasn't the stuff we know now wasn't apparent 10 years ago, 15 years ago, 20 years ago. It's evolving. Y'all mother freakers don't know everything. I'm trying not to cuss, ladies and gentlemen, but I get so freaking mad at this. And people are like, well, you should take the vaccine to do this. That's fine. I agree that this doctor may say that the vaccine is safe and everybody should take it. This doctor said it's not. So I'm going to find myself in the middle somewhere where reasonableness lies, where I say, okay, people should take it if they want to. People shouldn't take it if they do not want to, because there's not a consensus as to the long-term effects of you taking it. Joe Rogan exposed a whole bunch of other stuff on his network. He exposed a whole bunch of other stuff about children, about heart, stress on the heart, which I think is inflammation of the heart, that is caused when younger people take the vaccination. Now, it's rare, but what if it's your kid? You should have a choice. Now, they don't know what the crap is going to happen later on. They don't know what's going to happen 2 or 3 years from now. They don't know what's going to happen in the evolving situation with what we know as the disease. They don't know what's going to happen, but they want you to take a chance. You don't mandate a chance. You would mandate something that's 100% proven. And I cannot stress it enough. Stop being hoodwinked. I'm not saying don't believe these people, but listen to them and listen to a dissenting opinion. And if all you've heard is listen to them all day and you know they lie, they push Russia collusion, they do all kind of lying. Listen to them and then go and listen to somebody else and see what facts they have to offer. Quit being sheep. The problem with America today is that people say, I believe this, so I have confirmation bias. I'm only going to listen to people that say this, and they're right, because I'm vested into this ideology, and I can't be wrong because it's going to ruin my reputation. So I'm going to only believe this. No. Go look at what Joe Rogan says. Listen to the fact patterns that he presents. Joe Rogan brings doctors on there who will articulate very well a difference of opinion than Sanjay Gupta and people on CNN. But they're so smug and condescending. And let me tell you this. They get on here all the time and they talk about police in America. None of you are police officers. You can't talk about it because you're not a police officer, dummy. Oh. Y'all don't want to go with those rules. You can get on here and cry and talk trash about police all day, even though you're not a cop, but somebody say you're not a doctor, then somehow your words don't matter. You don't have to be a cop to understand what a justifiable use of force is according to the law. All you got to do is read the law. All right, I got one more video on the show, and I know this video is going long, but brother, I tell you what, I am losing my mind. Let me take this off so it can be a smooth transition. Here's the view. And y'all know these people are dumbing in 3 bags of rocks with cocaine powder on it. So let me play what she said. And this is, some people made some good points. The black lady made a good point about having an open dialogue. But look at the smugness and stupidity from these people. Roll the film. Now I'm going to say this. Her first statement was fair, and then she went off the deep end.
Dr. Gupta did something very interesting. When he got there, he pointed out that Rogan sells masks on his site, even though he wasn't a big mask. And he gave it to him as a gift during the interview. And then he also brought up to
it's her. We got him. What's wrong? What's wrong with selling a mask? It doesn't matter if you care about it or not. It doesn't matter. The CEO of Walgreens probably don't wear a mask nowhere. That don't mean they're not going to sell it because some people may want to wear it. Some people in 200 million people that follow Joe Rogan probably love wearing a mask. So he's going to provide that opportunity to them. I sell masks on my website. We sold out all of them, but I sell them. Why? Because I know people got to fly. Some people are mandated in California to wear a mask. Then why don't you wear one that you want to wear or wear one that's supportive of your ideas if you have to wear it anyway in some of these states that are complete communist states, especially when you fly. I got to wear a mask every time I fly. Why wouldn't you provide your people with an opportunity to have something that is supportive of their own thought process, or supportive of things that they care about, or supporting, if they're going to buy it anyway, they can buy it from somebody that they care about? What's wrong with that? How does that make you a hypocrite? Keep going, because they get stupider.
To him during the interview. When I got here, there was a rapid test done to me, and then they also pricked my finger for the presence of antibodies.
He's a hypocrite. He didn't say nothing. How is the fact that he's saying, I don't want to take the vaccination? Joe Rogan has never said you shouldn't. He said most people should. And he said there's a lot of people that shouldn't have to. He said he almost took it, but he believed because of the situation he was in, he didn't want to take the risk, he recovered. But they want to say because he prick a person at the thing to check for the presence of antibodies, and because he had to do a rapid test, that means that he's a hypocrite. No, the smart thing to do is not, oh, you vaccinated, I'm going to take your word for it. Is to say it's better to check you and make sure you don't have it. Because even if you're vaccinated and you have it, you can still get it and spread it. People argue that it may not be as worse. I mean, it may not be as bad. The spread may not be as potent. It doesn't freaking matter. You can still get it and spread it. So, yeah, of course, you come on a show, somebody's going to test you and make sure you don't have COVID, whether you're vaccinated or not. How is he a hypocrite?
A hypocrite on top of course. And Dr. Gupta.
See, she's the smart, I don't know if she's smart all the time, but she's the smart one on the panel by saying, see, y'all throwing shots, and you throwing shots, and they're not going to land well. Because when you insult people, you can't expect them to listen to you. And the goal is that if you want to insult people, you got to expect that they're not going to listen to you. You just giving your statement and what you want to say. But if you are trying to convert somebody, then you probably shouldn't assault him first, because then they're going to be wanting to fight instead of thinking about what you said.
But I mean, the point is Dr. Gupta showed up and said, by the way, to all you listeners, I just am providing facts. He didn't bring.
And he got beat up for it. He got embarrassed. This interview was an embarrassment to Sanjay Gupta. I don't think nobody watching Joe Rogan was like, this doctor is making sense. Joe Rogan was hitting him point after point after point. Y'all got to watch the whole thing. Point after point after point, and he's flat-footed. Well, I can't. Yeah, because y'all full of crap, man. You're paid to tell a perspective. You're not paid to do critical thinking. That's what's wrong with the medical profession today. They're not paid to critically think. You do X, Y, Z. That's what you do. Oh, a person's blood pressure is here. Well, according to what I remember from when I was in school in the checklist that I have, you technically supposed to do this and this. You're like, well, wait a minute, are you going to check this? And I had a guy tell me, and I know this video is going long, but if you're interested in hearing more about it, then listen. I had a guy tell me, we were at the smoke shop, there's another guy that I listen to, we disagree on some things, but we both have a lot in common. He was telling me he went to get a physical exam, an annual physical exam, and they didn't check nothing. They asked him, well, are you concerned about it? No, dude, do a diagnostics of my body. If I come for an annual check, I don't know, I'm not a doctor. I don't need to tell you what's wrong with me. You check everything. My blood sugar levels, cholesterol, you check the whole gamut. Because there's maybe something that's wrong with me that I don't know about. And if you ain't checking nothing, then we both ain't gonna know nothing. Then he had some other stuff he said. He's like, are you gonna test for STDs or anything like that? The doctor says, well, are you concerned about any? He like, no, if I was concerned, I'd have been here for an appointment for it. But you need to check everything because maybe I got something that I don't know about. But you ain't gonna check that. This is an annual check, fool. You ain't gonna check none of that. What happens is they don't do nothing. You think that they're smart, and then you develop something later on down the road, and then you die, and now that's another case of medical malpractice. I'm not saying every doctor is that way. You're an idiot if you think I'm saying every doctor is that way. What I'm saying is that there are instances of this happening in the medical profession. 200,000 plus people die every year from medical malpractice. It is a reasonable inference to say that there's a lot of medical malpractice going on. This is very different than policing in America. It's probably 2,000 people get shot by police, and 2,500 people a year get shot by police, and 2,000 of them were armed with a weapon. You can't compare that to medical malpractice where 200,000 people are dying every year. Come on, man. Get the freak out of here. They should make doctors wear a body-worn camera. Oh, but nobody's going to do that because it may hurt somebody's feelings. Y'all finna get me to act a fool on here. And I'm going to let this video go because I'm going to act a fool. I get so sick and tired of being sick and tired of these idiotic people. I'm sick of these people. Now, I'm living a good life. God has blessed me. So I could care less about people in the public that have an opinion. But at the end of the day, it bothers me to a certain degree that people are so easily influenced by any winded doctrine in Christianity, in politics, in parenting, in fighting, in everything. People are not critical thinkers. That's why there's a gap between highly successful people and people who are not as highly successful. There's a gap because most people are just living life wondering about. Most people. There's an exceptional group of people who I would say probably 40% of people in this country or less are exceptional enough to say, I'm not going to believe everything I hear. I'm not going to just believe you because you tell me because you got a certificate behind your name. I don't know what grade you make. I don't know what school you went to. At the end of the day, I hear you. Let me do some research so I can make sure I'm making the best conscious decision on my own. Before I go vote for you, let me do some research. Because, of course, you're getting paid to make a campaign video. You're paying to make people like you. You're not going to say nothing about the wrong that you've done in your campaign video. That's why you need to do the research. Let me get up out of here. 21 minutes is way too long, but I guarantee you that everybody on my channel need to see this. Everybody that support me need to see this. Like, subscribe to the channel. You know, go hit all the links that I told you about at the beginning of the video. If you want to participate in my book launch party, November the 30th, the date of my book launch is we're going to have a party in Gilbert, Arizona. Show up. General admission is free. If you want to kick it with your boy in VIP and have catered food, open bar, live music, and be able to mingle and take pictures and hang out with other guests that I'm going to invite, then get the VIP package. I love you guys. See you on the next one. I'm out.